it's April from the Noble Garden, and I kind of wanted to give you guys an update on everything. So today is April the 16th, and last Tuesday I put my dad's garden in, and he called me, I want to say it was Tuesday of this week, and told me that a lot of his tomatoes and his cucumbers and his squash have died. And we got talking about everything. And if you remember watching my soil video, I talked about how rich that topsoil was, which that topsoil came from a guy that was selling topsoil so that he could build a pond, but the land that he lives on has centuries of owners who've owned cows. So I think some cow manure was mixed in that, and that's what made that soil so rich. Then my dad turned around and he bought the cow compost mixture from Lowe's, and I think putting those two together was plenty of nutrition, and that 10-10-10 in his soil was too much. One thing he did do at the end of last week was he had bought him a couple of extra tomato plants since he was looking for a different variety, and when he put those in the ground, he didn't put 10-10-10 underneath them, and they are doing great. So he dug out the dead, he removed the 10-10-10, and he's going to replant. And then when it comes to my garden, I will take you around very quick and we can take a look at everything. One thing that I'm thinking about doing is picking a day of the week and doing weekly garden tours, showing you the progression of all my plants throughout the summer and maybe the fall if I do some fall planting. I just want to see what interest there is in people wanting me to do that, because I would love to do that. That sounds like a lot of fun. I make those videos for myself, but why not share them with you guys since you guys are watching me do everything else. So just let me know who's all interested and I'll make those videos. This one, we can't really call it a garden tour, but it can kind of be a little bit of that, I guess. And then at the end, I'm going to give you guys an update on ginger. So let's get started on the garden. We'll start with these container tomato plants. These are my determinate tomato plants. And what determinate means is that they only produce one round of tomato plants. They don't keep growing taller. They usually produce and they give you a group at one time. And then if you remember from my greenhouse failure, my first greenhouse failure, I went and bought these from our local nursery. These are my tomato plants. They're going to go in the ground tomorrow. Here are some herbs that I'm growing for the garden for the chickens that have come up. Next thing I'm going to show you guys is my potatoes. So you'll notice that these potatoes, there's nothing really poking up on this round. However, when you get down to here you go. Here's some blue potatoes starting to poke through. That's exciting. So these little guys right here you can see. It's these little ones right here that you can't see, but they look good. They're still nice and green and it's standing up. This is the runt of the group, as I will call it. They're kind of fun to watch. Last year I had a runt that did just fine. Caught up and everything. You know, of course, produced a little bit later than everybody else, but hey, you know, you don't want them all at the same time anyways. I don't know how much you guys are going to be able to see with the lighting, but because they kind of blend in. But there's a few of them. Hopefully you can see these few ones because they look good. Here's my 17-gallon tomatoes. You see that soil that's kind of bunkered up? I think right there, let me point. This soil right here, I think that might be potatoes trying to shine through. I haven't actually looked at these today. There you go. You see that? Right there. Where are my fingers pointing? There's just some potato leaves starting to poke through. My husband's going to be excited about that. These buckets don't have anything. Here are the radishes that I'm growing. They look good. My daughters each have a pot of strawberries and with their own plant. They're doing good. I'm going to take you down to the garden. We'll see what seedlings popped up. If you remembered, I planted seedlings kind of with my peas. And I am so shocked, guys. But look at this. My honeydew. And these seeds of my honeydew are, I really don't know how many years they are old. I know for a fact this is my 3rd year using them. And I got them from a friend, and I don't know what year she bought them. So this is pretty impressive. Now these peas right here, they need to learn how to grow up this trellis. And all you do is lean them up against that trellis. Because they got those little, you see those little things right here? That teaches them to latch on, which they've latched onto each other. But just lean them up against there. The other thing that's popped up is my pumpkin. And then some noodle beans have popped up. That's just peas, I'm sorry. And then there's one noodle bean over here that's popped up. My Kajari melons haven't popped up, but my cantaloupe have. There's some of my corn popping up. I think off just looking, that might be the only three. There's one down there at the bottom that might have popped up. The other things I want to show you while I'm sitting right here is how my broccoli and cauliflowers are doing. Here you go. Some of them are still very small, but look how big this one's gotten and that one's gotten. That's pretty promising. That one's gotten kind of big too. As you see Wade in the back, I don't know how well y'all guys can see that. You can see that one very well, but that is my green beans starting to pop up. There's some more of them over there starting to pop up. Let's talk about what's called volunteer plants. So volunteer plants are seeds that have dropped from the previous year that the next year grow back. These right here are sunflowers, and I'm not too shocked this happened. I had a big sunflower, a couple of big sunflowers sitting here last year, and I did not take them down very fast. So I'm not shocked their seeds dropped to the ground. This is actually pretty cool. I wanted to grow some sunflowers in my garden, and these have a head start. So I am going to move them. I'm going to move them to the location that I want it. I'm going to do a whole separate video on the flowers and herbs that I grow in my garden and why I grow them in my garden. But these have a head start, which I'm excited about. Here are some cucumber seedlings that have popped up. I don't know what it is about little seedlings popping up that make me so excited. I'm sitting here drooling. I can almost taste these cucumbers. The other side cucumbers have not popped up yet. They've got some time. I think I planted it maybe a week ago. The other thing I'll show you is these squash plants. They're not looking too bad. See right here, I don't know how well y'all can see that, but there are several green beans popping up. I'm so excited. Last year when I tried pole green beans, the second half of, like during the fall, they were so good and they produced so much. So I was so excited to give them a try again. Here is my misfit row, and I call it that because it has a mixture of all kinds of stuff and what survived when I had grown stuff in the winter. Them romaine, you see that red, there's two green and one red romaine. I probably very soon will go ahead and harvest those and make a big old salad out of them, because as it gets warmer, they don't last longer. And then right here, that is the biggest spinach I have grown, which I'm excited. I am actually going to take me a little piece of a leaf and we're going to try it. Sometimes when the days have been warmer, lettuces and spinaches and greens like that, they don't taste good. Let's see how this tastes. What's that? It is kind of bitter. It's kind of got a funny texture. I'm about to try growing that again in the fall. We are going to have like a cooler snap next week. So I might try it next week. I didn't really like that. Anyways, we'll see how everything else goes. I know my onions are looking good. We tried onions last year at one point and they didn't do very well. But it was our first time trying them. So we'll see how this year goes. I've got a lot of weeding I need to come out and do. But that's a typical gardener for you. But these squash plants, when I put them in, my dad had given me some plants. And they had 2 per container. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to let them kind of get bigger and see which one got bigger of the 2. And then I was going to cut them off. So I'm going to come and probably cut this one off. I feel bad doing that to plants, but with them not letting the roots being tampered with too much, I really was nervous. There's your green bean sprout a little bit more closer up. All right, guys, let's look at the strawberries. I'm gonna stop right here and just show you this, guys. I know you can see my shadow in it, but look at these strawberry plants. Look how big they are. These are the strawberry plants that I planted back in January. So it gives them a little bit more time to get the root system going. I'm gonna show you the ones I transplanted last like month or so, but I just wanna show you these. Look how beautiful that is. The other thing is I've noticed every time I come out here, more and more of these. Look. They're everywhere. My kids are excited. I'm excited. These things never disappoint. They never disappoint me. They grow me so many strawberries every year. I come out here with containers and just collect and collect and collect. And this year I even did bigger. Like, there's strawberries all over these plants. And every little white flower that you see, that's going to be more strawberries. I'm excited because last year when I made strawberry jam from my own personal strawberries, that was the best jam I've ever made, and that was the most tastiest. We ran out of it, and my littlest one loves peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, so she's dying for some more strawberries. So here are the others. I see some of them getting bigger. We've also mulched it with the pine, and the plants have to kind of like move the pine on their own, which some of them are doing. You can see how this one right here, the leaf is coming up on it, but you can see it has little strawberries on it too. So they are coming through. These might do better next year than this year since I planted them later. The year before last, I planted all of them. Like I moved them all in the month of November, and the next year when they came back super strong. I don't plan on moving these ever again. This is my strawberry patch. But next year I will come out and separate the babies from the mamas in November. See, they're not doing too bad. I should show you the other bed, the other big bed. So here's your other big bed. They're looking good. They're getting big. I just noticed that. Showing this to you guys how big they've gotten. My goodness. Look at this one right here. How big and beautiful it is. I'm amazed by these things. They just know how to produce. They amaze me. I'm inside the run, but I don't want to show you guys too much. But if you don't notice, these ladies are like, watch them. They're like, give me, give me, give me. I have treats for them. And of course, Gladys gets outside. They love this stuff. So this is Miss Georgia. Georgia is the bully. I have to get onto her all the time. Gladys, are you going to come back for treats? She's thinking about it. Yeah, you're on the outside. To be nice. You better stop. There's plenty for everybody. There's Ginger, my sick chicken. As you can see, she doesn't really act that sick, does she? You see her little nose? She's got a running... Oh, smack you. Excuse me, talking to my chicken like that. You better stop. Stop being a bully. Look at them. Just eating out of this bucket. You better quit. Look at my two bullies. Bully chicken. Look at her being a bully. You don't like when I'm talking to you like that, do you? So this is Georgia, guys. I am starting to worry about her a little bit. She had originally had a little bit of cold symptoms too. She's got a runny nose. I really don't want to start her back on antibiotics because on May 1st I can start eating her eggs again. These comets are the sweetest. They just run away. They desperately want this. But Ginger, she acts normal otherwise. She's running from me right now because she thinks I'm going to catch her and put her in this chicken hospital and make her drink her water, which actually that is what I'm in here for. I just thought I could give y'all some footage of these silly chickens. Be nice. It's a mean chicken, guys. See, she eats. She acts normal. She just has that nasty runny nose and sneeze. She's laid me occasional eggs. You hear her sneeze? Gladys! You hear her? What I've been mixing for their little treat like this is I've been mixing black sunflower seeds. I grab a soul-free organic chicken scratch. And then I have mealworms in here. And these chickens love this crap. Would y'all see Ginger doing this? Just part of the pecking order. She's letting these babies know that she's actually not the leader. Gladys is. But Gladys doesn't even have to peck them. They just do whatever she says. So Georgia has to tell them. Chickens are funny. Look at Gladys, my escape artist. I'll have to catch her in a minute. Alright, there you guys have it. There she is in my chicken hospital. You hear? She reminds me of an asthmatic. But now you guys can really see her nose. It actually looks better than it does sometimes. She's mouth breathing, but her comb is nice and red. And I just had to chase her in the run, so she's acting like a chicken. So there's all my updates. Tell me what you think about a garden tour. If I do decide to do a garden tour, I'll make it longer than that. Talk more about everything and how everything's doing. It won't be short and simple like I made it today. I can make it more. The other thing I want to do very quick is I want to show you guys a shirt my aunt bought me because I'm in love with it. I wonder if I can show it to you. It says, I like chickens and coffee and maybe 3 people. I think that's hilarious. I think that my chickens give me good therapy, and I love hanging out with them. I love watching them. They're just peaceful animals, and the way they just communicate with each other and the way they act, I've really enjoyed my chickens. Thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed.